What's up? What's up? What's up? It's your girl Neek, and you're tuned in to Neek at Night. And I decided to do a video on this situation where it looks like Nivea is basically getting what I call a social media pass for messing with a married man. Now, let's get into it. So, the Neighborhood Talk posted up a post where Nivea basically was outing this guy who is a trainer. And I guess he was a trainer on the Real Housewives of one of the franchises. I can't remember which one, I think maybe Atlanta. And he is a professional trainer to many. And I guess she got into some type of entanglement with him and decided to come forward and expose him. Now, in the messages, she said, "Yep, I messed with someone's so-called man, and he pimped the F out of me or ish out of me. I don't know what cuss word. Time to be exposed at the real DP and social misfit. Let's go." Okay, so she said that, and then she followed that up with, "And I know I'm not the only one. I'm taking the lead on this Bill Cosby train. I don't give a F if you don't blank at the real DP," or whatever. So I looked at this and I was like, Bill Cosby? And then she said Bill Cosby and, pimped her out and, all of these things like that. So I'm thinking, like, okay, did he, like, take her money? Did he, like, make her sell her body? Did he mess with her without her consent? I was looking for all of the things that would be associated with the words that she used, like, coming on to her without her consent, her not knowing something. And then when the story started to unravel, it was quite different than what this first initial post kind of had led. So again, I'm going to read to you guys what she said. She said, "Yep, I messed with someone else's so-called man, and he pimped the blank out of me. Time to be exposed. Let's go, bees." Okay? And then she said, "And I know I'm not the only one. I'm taking the lead on this Bill Cosby train. I don't give a drop." Okay, so he decided to reply and he said, "I feel sad for people who don't know when they need help. Sometimes trying to help someone and talk life and uplift someone can be easily taken the wrong way. I've apologized if anything was mistaken for an interest, but for you to come over to my house knowing your intentions, and when those attentions don't get met, then what? Am I now the bad guy because I don't express the same interest you have? So, yes, you tried to mess with other women's man. Thanks for being honest. But please don't act like you didn't know I had a girlfriend and wasn't leaving her. That's some delusional thinking, or, well, could be some other sort of response to something you can't stop doing to save your lift. I guess life. I don't know. But don't come for me and mine." So basically, what he's saying is, you were well aware of the situation going into it. He's saying, I had a girl, I wasn't leaving her, and you're mad that what you wanted out of this situation, you didn't get out of this situation. A lot of people took what he said as to him saying that he didn't, sexually engage, or he wasn't interested in her, in sleeping with her. But if you read what he says, that's not what he said. He says that the interest that she had is not the interest that he had. Now, that does not mean that I didn't sleep with you. That just means that you want more out of a situation than I'm willing to give you, and now you're mad. Okay? I don't know how people, but anyways, so everybody ran with that and felt like he was saying that he didn't sleep with her, yada, yada, yada. And so she decided to come forward and then make another post. And she said, "This end broke my effing heart, man." Okay? And then after that, she wrote and she posted, "This end invited me to their home." So she knew that he had a girl and she willingly went to their home. "I have screenshots to prove it, so let it go. This ain't what you want. I promise, like you did, except I honor my word, unlike you." Okay? So then she decided to post messages between them. She said, this was on my birthday this year, and this ain't nothing compared to other texts from January till today. But I'm posting this because the end trying to act like he wasn't interested. Now, again, ladies, I need y'all to understand that a guy, y'all got to understand, y'all got to listen to people's actions and not their words. I told y'all on the last video I did of the man who busted up the woman's furniture. I told y'all in that video, you have to listen to a person's actions and not their words. And a person saying that they're not interested in the level that you are is not saying that they never were interested in you. That's just saying that they're not interested at the same level that you are. Okay? I don't know how a lot of women miss that, but I feel like I be feeling like I need to hold a class on how to deal with these niggas. Okay? I just don't understand. But anyways, so in a series of messages, it showed back and forth about how she basically initiated with knowing that he had a girl and them having an entanglement. And so if you want to read through the messages, let me try to make it big for y'all so that y'all can see what is being said, what she putting down. All right. So right here it says, what y'all doing? About to kill myself in this sauna cardio. Wanted to spend the night. Just need to get away, but I also don't want to intrude. I know you probably ready to turn up, and I'm so ready to turn down. If it's I'm going to my mom's. Turi done completely blown me today and had to leave. Don't have the energy to deal with Ish tonight. So Nivea responds and says, oh, my lamb. Of course you can always come to me. No intrusion. I'm sorry to hear about Turi, though. And then he said nothing new. Damn, I'm sorry, my love. You are more than welcome. It says, hey, D, I'm so sorry I'm this late. Got caught up with the kids, so I didn't get to my hairstylist on time. I'm setting up now, so I should be ready in 15 minutes. Please let me know if that works. And again, my apologies for any inconvenience. So he replies and says, no worries. I needed this little break. Been over here rocking out to your music. And then she replies and says, I'm finally ready. And then he says, okay, you have the info. She says, yes. And then he says, damn, Zoom kicked off. I'm back on. Yes. Wow. I'm trying to get back on now. So it sounds like they did a Zoom training on these messages. Okay. And then they continue in another screenshot that she posted. And this other screenshot says, let me move this over. These are not the same day because this one they're talking about being logged on Zoom. But, it's posted like this is a continuation, but it does not appear so. This seems like a different encounter. Okay, and so on this one, it says, I can't wait till next time. I might have a damn heart attack. This one says, man, I can't stop thinking about that ish here. And then it says, haha, that's good to know. And me either. It's been haunting and torturing my ass every day since. You got to give it to me again at least one more time. And then he says, one more time, question mark. Blank gonna be more than one more damn time. Got me in life effed up. I need that in my life. And then she said, me too, you are hilarious. So that is those ones. And then we're going to move on. Okay, so in these ones right here, hold up, I gotta make sure y'all can see what I see. All right, boom. All right, so this right here, it says, I guess there was a picture sent, and then it says, yes, ma'am. It says, thinking about you, well, been thinking about you. And then she says, my God, that's so good to know. I've been thinking about you too. And then he says, been playing the damn recording all the time since you sent it to me. You really have no idea how much that means to me. No idea. Like, I can always just go listen to you sing to only me. So it sounds like she sent him a recording of her singing. And then so in this next series of messages that she showed, it says, wasn't interested, huh? Don't play with me, man. So in these ones, it says, I don't know why it's coming out so dark. What are you doing, sexy, going to bed, question mark? And then he said, love you so much. And then she said, oh, my lamb, I love you so much too. You have no idea how you make me feel. Okay. And then she said, Hey, if you know anything about a March Aries, bruh, then you should know right now ain't the time to call me. I don't want to talk. I'm hurt as F. Give me time to heal, but your concerns are appreciated. Okay, so that's what she said in her response to the situation. So I want to go back to her initial messages and the initial situation and give my final thoughts on the matter. Now, ladies and gentlemen, both on both sides, if you knowing the only way that I would be like damn that's fucked up that he ain't making you his main or he led you on is if you did not knowingly know that he had a partner. Any man or woman needs to take accountability in dealing with somebody that they knowingly know has a partner. I am not going to feel sorry for you that a guy broke your heart when you knowingly messed with them, knowing that they had a relationship and you were not the main girl. Now, if a guy goes to you and he pretends as if he's single, he acts like, I'm not with nobody, and he lies to you about that and he totally deceives you, then I understand. But if you knowingly know somebody is his brand is associated with his family or something like that, so it's like not a secret. So in those situations, you got to know that niggas be lying. So just because a guy says, "Oh, I love you," I'm not going to be like, oh my God, yep, he did her so wrong. He said he love you." That's what niggas do. Like, does anybody not have experience with niggas? Not saying that it's right because it's wrong, but we got to also hold ourselves accountable in dealing with niggas. If you know that he's already being a person that's going to have in dealing with you, then you already know that. And not to say, because some relationships give you a pass to cheat. So I don't even know his arrangement, but let's say that wasn't the arrangement and I didn't know that he had Nivea on the side. If you know that he's willing to backdoor mess with you, knowing that he got another situation, then you got to also know that he's probably not the most upstanding guy. You know what I mean? Y'all got to stop buying into just because a guy makes his wee wee available to you, or just because a girl makes her cootie cat available to you, that means something. This isn't her first rodeo. At some point, we have to learn from our situations. Now, when she first talked about her situation with Wayne and how she was a singer and how she basically stopped singing, and then how he moved her in the house with him, and then he told her that he wanted to move into an apartment, moved her into the apartment, and then married Toya. And you know what I'm saying? And she dealt with the dream, and then the dream dogged her out. And then, this isn't somebody who does not have experience with men. So at some point, Nivea herself has to take accountability. Now, we love Nivea's story. She has struggled. She has triumphed. She has a lot of things that are relatable in her story. And, I feel for her. You know what I'm saying? But I equally have to also hold her accountable as well. Because after you deal with Wayne, you deal with the dream, you deal with this guy, that guy, you kind of understand a man's nature. And this man that you got with, I would have felt for her if this was a single man. He lied to her about being in a relationship. It was a different story. She knowingly knew that and participated in dealing with a man who was already in a relationship. So that heartbreak, that L, she got to take that and chuck that up and be accountable for herself at that point. You get what I'm saying? But y'all let me know what y'all think though. Like, I honestly, I feel like both of them are wrong. Like, I'm not giving him a pass for leading her on or saying I love you and things like that. But my whole thing with women is we have to understand some of the stuff that we go through is because we are being naive and gullible in certain situations in a desperation for love. I've dealt with a guy who act like, they want to be with you and then they show you something else. You got to take that L sometimes and chuck it up in peace. When it comes to exposing certain stuff, when she used certain words like, oh, he pimped the F out of me, or, I'm going to lead the train in this Bill Cosby thing and all of that stuff, those words sound like it was a situation that she didn't consent to. But then once she shows the text message and you are a consenting party in this mess, I kind of don't like that. It kind of rubs me the wrong way when women use that type of language, Bill Cosby and pimped and things like that, for things that they knowingly consented and participated in. And that's the part where I'm like, we got to take accountability and we got to stop. We got to stop always passing the buck on other people. And that's not to say that other people haven't done us wrong, but we got to sit and look in the mirror and be like, look, self, why am I continuing to choose men like this? Why am I continuing to ignore the signs? Why am I continuing to go down this road? We have to self-evaluate and check ourselves in private and move on. And again, the part that bothered me the most was the trigger language that she used for a situation that she consented in. That's kind of where it was like, Bill Cosby pimped you out. Like, it just sounds like y'all was fooling around and it didn't pan out like that. He went with what he was already familiar with, and you got to take your L in peace at that point. The link is in the chat, and I want to know what y'all think. Someone says, women don't hold other women accountable anymore. This is what males do. Okay. Someone else says, a real man should not play with females' feelings. Real talk. And I agree. I don't think that either party should play with either party's feelings. We live in a world where people is shooting motherfuckers, killing motherfuckers left and right. I don't think that anybody should play with anybody's feelings. And I will never think that that's okay, man or woman. There's women out here that's playing with men's feelings, and there's men out here that's playing with women's feelings. But at the end of the day, we also have to be accountable of the red flags that we ignore. We have to be accountable for the situations that we put ourselves into. And we got to be accountable for catching feelings for a nigga that's not available. Period. If you want to get your rocks off and fuck a nigga and you don't care that he got a girl, do whatever you want to do. If you allow yourself to catch feelings for a man that's not available, then at that point, I have to pass the accountability buck to you. I'm sorry. But again, neither party should play with nobody should play with nobody's feelings, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense, but you know, Thomas B says he probably does love her, but he loves his girl more. Another person says this could have been avoided. When you dance with the devil, you will get burned. Tay Talk says this is hidden. I needed to hear this. Okay. A Jersey representative says, sounds like she's really mad because he humped her and dumped her as he should. Now you cold. You cold. Talk about he humped her and dumped her as she should. I mean, but that's really in essence what it boils down to. She said that she was heartbroken and that he broke her heart or whatever. So in essence, that's pretty much what it really boils down to, is that you know, she did that. Okay, and so this person, Citizens Kane, says, so you're just gonna let the dude off the hook. Okay. So I'm gonna explain this because it'll probably be other people who are listening and are confused. Now, again, the reason why I'm holding Nivea more accountable is because this ain't her first rodeo. This ain't her second rodeo. She's been dealing with men who have done grimy stuff to her. So at that point, when you've dealt with Lil Wayne, who ditched you and then married Toya, when you've dealt with The Dream, who dogged you out, when you've dealt with these men, okay, constantly, and then you get yourself into another situation with a man who is in a relationship, and you know prior that he's in the relationship already, I'm going to hold you more accountable in that situation when you're sitting on the internet crying hurt, when you have to understand how to avoid these things once you've been through them. Once she's already dealt with a Lil Wayne and he's dogged her out and made her quit singing and did her the way she did and dealt with these other men and they've done her the way, at some point you have to be able to read the red flags, you have to um maneuver a little bit different in your choice of choosing. And if your choice of choosing is a guy who's not available, what, what I I don't know. I don't know what, like, yeah, I'm going to hold her more accountable in that. I'm sorry. Somebody said, I understand the red flag was him having a girlfriend and she continued to mess with him. So guys think me if he says I love you F the girlfriend. She didn't do nothing to deserve. Huh? I don't know what you Fee?
Hey, Nick, what's going on?
Hey,
I don't know
what's
if
up?
you can
What's
hear
up?
me.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hey, I love your show.
Thank you.
Wow, I just kind of hopped on. This is so wow. Like, ugh, wow.
What's your thought?
She, Nivea, I love her, but wow, that's a lot. That's a lot. Um, hmm, I don't know what quite to say, but I just you keep us with the tea, like you. I just love your show. But this a lot. Nivea wrong. She's wrong. I
Right.
guess maybe she done been done wrong so many times. It's like, oh, she's on the other side of things right now. But I don't know.
Somebody said you said left her to marry Toya. He married Toya way before the fame. No, he did not. He had a baby with Toya before the fame. He married Toya after the fame. Sorry if you don't know the timeline, but you could definitely look on social media. He definitely had a baby by Toya, but they weren't married at that age. He married her after the fame. And after he was with Toya, he broke up with Toya, he got with Nivea, and then he ditched Nivea and got back with Toya. And then once he got back with Toya, he married Toya and ditched Nivea. So you have your timelines wrong. But all right, thank you, Fee. C Lay Trey. Unmute your mic.
CA.
Oh,
Um,
okay. Go ahead.
no worries. Thank you for being honest though, in your presentation with all this because see, what's so funny is when some people, male or female, try to play or try to get with people they think need them or they think they can work with, quote unquote, manipulate. Let's not even call it manipulate. Let me take that off the table. You know, this is not a dude without question marks.
Right.
And you dealing with the person anyway. Now I'm gonna tell you, being in Atlanta early '97, I done bumped into old girl several times. The same way I bumped into Monica. They talk cash ish, right? They believe that they boss everything.
Ain't
So,
nothing wrong with thinking that, but go ahead.
so my point is, in connection to your honesty, when you selecting people that you believe you got some that you smarter than them or they need you or maybe they kicked you down a couple of G's initially, you are now part of the game. You ain't looking at it for no sincerity no more. You part of the game. And that's the same thing when dudes get taken to the cleaners and then they start crying. No, 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 no. You thought you was manipulating that white chick, or you thought you was manipulating that stripper. No, you got played. So thank you for being honest, because that's really all this is. Having bumped into her and several celebrities out in Atlanta when Atlanta was young, I peep game. If your attitude is you're gonna be trying to make a move on somebody, you're gonna. Matter of fact, Nick, educate me at this point, why would not a woman just go pick a square, settle for boring guy so they don't have to
Nobody
go through
wants a
all this?
boring guy.
Oh, we rather do this?
I
Okay.
mean, I would be honest. Nobody. I mean, it's a catch twenty
Is that the
two.
is that the logic, Meek? We rather do this?
It's a catch 22. Now, I'm not saying do this, but I mean, women and men both like a little bit of excitement. So
Oh no, 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 no.
I'm not gonna
Men
say, I'm
when
not
we
gonna
get
say,
mature, when we get mature, we want basic Betty. We want basic Betty. That's why some of the women, some of the men
Well,
y'all think are very attractive. They got some basic wives at home.
okay, so I posted a video, right? And it was talking about how when men settle down and women settle down for different reasons. Once I posted a video of a woman explaining and breaking down how men seem to finally settle down when they're basically starting to deteriorate and they want somebody to take care of them. So yeah, basic Betty probably is at home taking care of him. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to get into that conversation because that's a whole nother
Okay, we'll do that one day.
thing. Yeah, that's a whole nother thing. But in the
All right,
comments they said born guys cheat and lie too, which is a fact. Um, they
I
all
hear you.
cheat.
I hear you. I hear you. Well, I tell you this though. I'm about to do a video of all the older women that I've dated recently, and I try to give some older women a chance, and I tell you, sometimes, man, women got to get somewhere before the timeline hits. They really got to get somewhere. Maybe it is a boring person, but they got to get somewhere. I don't mind a boring girl because my life is fun already by myself. So it is what it is. But thank you for letting me up.
All right, all right.
Peace out.
All right. So I want to respond to this comment that I see. It says, you can't assume that all women have the same know-how or morals as yourself. She had a really difficult life without solid role models. However, this doesn't mean she deserves to be treated poorly. Okay. And this is the problem that I have. I'm not saying that everybody has the same morals as me, and I'm not saying that I ain't never took an L with a nigga. Clearly, I've taken L's, but I don't agree with knowing. I don't care what your background is. I don't care if you didn't have a mom, didn't have a dad. I don't care what your background is. I do not agree with women who knowingly get into situations with a person who is not available. And because that situation does not turn out in their favor, they then want to expose them. Also, whatever her background is, at some point you have to learn from the mistakes that you have made prior with other men. You have to learn from situations that you have been through. If we are going through life making the same mistakes over and over and over and over and over and over again, and we keep crying about the circumstances that we end up in, and then we keep doing the same stuff, how do we learn if people like you think that they should just, be coddled? I don't agree with that. I feel like we have to be real about this situation. This isn't Nivea's first rodeo with a man who's done her wrong. And this man was not available when she started interacting with him. So we have to hold her accountable for the behavior that she is continuing to do, background or not. I don't mean, this is how, it's like sometimes we string ourselves along in situations. And this is what I was saying in my prior video about old boy who had broke up his girls or his ex-girls whole house and everything like that. Sometimes people are definitely showing us the signs and we string ourselves along. We have to sometimes be accountable for the stuff that we do, period. Nija says she knew he had a girl regardless. If their relationship was rocky, she gambled and failed. They both was wrong. Correct. So I just wanted to talk about that. Nobody else. Is there anybody else before I close? Pisces Princess, go ahead.
Okay, so first, my comment wasn't for you or what you said. My comment was for somebody that said, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Oh well. What I was trying to say was whether
Wait,
somebody,
what comment? Because I just read a couple of them. Which comment was yours?
the one you just read out loud and put on the screen.
Oh damn, I just took it. What did you say? Because I
I
just read
said
two back to back.
I said that to assume that every woman has the same upbringing and the same know-how, um, and think like you and would think like you or whatever I just said. And then I said something about her not having proper role models.
Okay, go
That
ahead.
was my comment. That's what I
Okay.
said. Um, I was responding to a different person, not what you were saying.
Okay. Explain, elaborate. I want to hear from your point of
My
view or
point of view.
how you looking at it.
Okay, so here's how I'm looking at it. I'm not disagreeing on what she did was wrong. I'm not disagreeing that you should definitely learn from your mistakes because I agree that you should. My only issue with conversations like this and when we do things like this or, have these topics is simply this. Everybody ain't us. Everybody's not going to think like us. Everybody ain't going to have the same know how. Everybody ain't going to have the same strength. Everybody ain't going to have the same common sense. And not saying that she should get a pass or not saying that, she should, not be punished or reprimanded for it. What I'm trying to say is, you know, everybody make mistakes and to assume that, another person should be on the same level as you, it is just crazy to me. So that's basically what I'm saying.
Okay. So I really don't know how to respond because I don't really think that is necessarily thinking that everybody got to be on the same level as you. I just think that I don't know. I just was always taught that you learn from your mistakes. I don't know. I just was built on accountability. Like for me, like if I'm dealing with a guy, like I've dealt with guys who, act like they interested or whatever, but then really ain't don't be about shit. I kind of hold myself accountable in a lot of my choosing. Like I feel like women have to hold themselves accountable for the men that they go after, the men that they date, like how we act and operate. I don't know.
No, I get what you're saying. On the flip side of that, you was like said something about the role models. And my response to that, the reason I threw that in is because, you know, exactly how you just said you were taught accountability. You was taught this. Yeah, it was poured into you. Same thing as me. I was taught not to let a man trample all over me. I was taught that, if somebody not loving you right to walk away. I was taught my morals and my moral high grounds. Unlike Nivea, I didn't have parents that was addicts. I didn't have parents that let me go away 16 years old with a man that was preying on me. Like, that wasn't my life. So on my end of how could she let somebody treat her like this or why would she want to deal with this? How much heartache can she take from using drugs to getting used up by men to getting stuck, with these kids and having no career? The reason I can't understand it is because I ain't never lived it and I was never taught to live it. So I'm not saying give her a pass. What I'm saying is I give people grace because sometimes, what they going through in life and what they have, though they can help it, they don't know better all the time because they ain't never seen no better.
Okay, so if a person knowingly deals with a man who has a woman, um how do I feel like even if you didn't know and your parents didn't pour into you and tell you this or that, I feel like us as women, we have to hold our other women accountable and say, baby, that's you have to be responsible. Like we have to hold other women accountable, even like if we didn't learn it, we have to be the ones to tell each other then if they don't know.
No, I definitely agree. I don't see anything wrong with the accountability part. And like I said, didn't disagree with what you said. I understand where you're coming from. I like to just look at both ends. You ever like okay, so I have because I'm trying to figure out how to put this. Because even with me, I don't know if you're a woman who have, quite a few friends. Even some of your friends, because of their lifestyle or because of how they grew up or because of how they do things, they're not going to see things the same way as you are. So even with accountability and slamming down on her, she probably still continue to make the same mistakes. You know what I'm saying? I guess my whole point of view was nobody deserved to be treated bad. So that's the comment I was replying to.
Okay, so my question is, if he had a girlfriend, she started dealing with him, and he had a girlfriend, and he decided he no longer wanted to engage in having a side piece, which this is really what that sounds like. Is that really treating her bad because he no longer
Oh no, not at all.
wanted?
Not in this situation. No, I get it. Like I said, in this situation, I get it. No, I get it. Like I said, I get exactly what you were saying.
All right. All right. Pause. All right. We're gonna go to Mari. Unmute your mic or go
Hi,
to Raquel.
everybody.
Hey.
Um, so I just wanted to give my take.
Right.
Um, I'm not the biggest Nivea fan, so I feel like I could kind of be a little unbiased. But I just kind of feel like it's more so a lack of boundaries. And as women, like, we need to know how to show discernment when dating. Like, honestly, it's the name of the game. You can't be mad at a dog for barking if dogs bark. Like, you're taking a gamble, but you can't always let yourself be so vulnerable, and I feel like she probably lacks boundaries and puts herself in vulnerable positions with people who could possibly take advantage of her. um like the last woman was stating, no one deserves to be treated bad, which is true, but at the end of the day, there are bad people in this world, and bad things happen. It's, of course, we're not, all brought up in the same household and learn the same things, but as an adult, like like you said, you need to learn from your mistakes and sit down and figure out why there's a pattern of certain behavior.
All right. We're gonna go to Raquel. Raquel. All right. Raquel ain't saying nothing. So we're gonna close there. I just wanted to kind of have this conversation with you guys. And just see what y'all felt about it. If you guys are just now tuning in and you did not hear me go through the goings ons that's goings ons, definitely bring it back to the top of the video where I read through the messages. Basically, she put a guy on blast. But basically she put a guy on blast and she said that he like pimped her out or whatever, and she was gonna follow the Bill Cosby train because her heart was broke. And she put this guy on blast because I guess the situation, the relationship didn't turn out how she thought it was gonna turn out, and she put him on blast about it. Okay. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. So catch the replay if you guys are just coming in, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.